video I showed you how to make this pearl button ring. In this video I'm going to show you how to make pearl button earrings. Now this is a post earring, like this. That's why all the elaborate netting on the back, if you noticed on the ring, is I had originally designed it to be an earring. Now the difference between the ring and the earring is, of course, we're going to net in the post back. Also, I have put an extra crystal in the middle here, an extra embellishment on the top of the earring, because on the ring I thought it was pretty to leave it open. However, when you put the post back on the earring, you can see through and you see the metal of the post back, and it's not very pretty. So we're going to put an embellishment up there, and we're also going to add a little dangle just to give it a little something. Of course, you can leave the dangle off if you don't like it. And then we'll just put the post back on. That's the difference between the ring and this. However, I can't just use the footage or refer you to the ring because there is quite a few differences in the earring. So let's look at what we're going to need here for this project. Okay, so what we're going to use is, of course, we'll need 2 post backs. Now these post backs, let me get a little closer so you can see them. These post backs are just flat metal, like this, with a little earring back. And I think they're made actually to glue stuff onto. But of course we're not going to do that. We're going to weave around them and use them that way. I bought these at Joann's. If you don't have a Joann's nearby, you can probably find it online at Joann's or on one of the beading supply companies or eBay or Amazon or something. I'm sure you can find them. They're not that difficult to find. The only issue with these is I could not find them in anything but mystery metal. I couldn't find them in sterling. If someone out there finds them in sterling, please let me know, because I cannot wear metals like this. I'm allergic to them. It has to be at least 925 sterling or gold for me. Anyway, that's what we'll be using, is 2 of those. So let's look at what else we'll need here. We need some 6mm round beads. This is a Swarovski crystal pearl, cream colored. You'll need 4mm bicone crystals. This is also a Swarovski, and it is peach tone, or peach color. I guess it's not a tone. And then you will need 11 seed beads and 15 seed beads. Both of these are Tohos. This is a metallic bronze. This is galvanized gold tone, and it's called Starlight in the Toho line. You will need a size 12 or a size 10 beading needle. Because we're using 15-0s and because we are sewing through them quite often, you may elect to use a size 12. I'm going to use a size 10 because that's what I have. You will also need either 8 or 6 pound Fireline, and you may elect to use the 6 pound Fireline for the same reason that you would use the size 12 needle. We are going to sew through these beads a lot, and using 15-0 seed beads, it can get tight. So once you've decided what size needle and what size thread you want, put an entire wingspan onto your needle. A wingspan is when you stretch your arms all the way out from side to side and include your torso and include the tip of the finger to the tip of the finger as your arms are spread out. Once you have got your needle threaded, let's get started. Okay, once you have threaded your needle, then you're going to put a series of 6mm round beads, 15-0s and 11-0s onto your thread and bring it to the end and leave just a couple of inches of tail. You'll start with a 6mm round, and then you will add 3 15-0 seed beads, an 11-0, and 3 15-0 seed beads, and you will repeat this for 4 times. You will start with a pearl, end with a series of your 3 15-0s, 11-0, 15-0. Once you have done that, then you will bring your beads into a little circle on your fingers here and come back through the first pearl on the tail side of your beads here. Come up through the first few 15-0s and the pearl here, and then pull your thread through and pull them into a circle like this. And then you will sew all the way around all of the beads that you just put on. So just take a few at a time, hold on to the pearl, it's easiest if you, when you pull through, you're pulling through the pearl. So just go through all of your seed beads and then your pearl and pull through. Make sure you do not miss any of your beads, or when you are finished, you'll have a strange little circle. It won't lay the way it's supposed to. It takes me a minute to go through all of these because I don't want to pull my unit into strange things. And I'm going to come up through this last section here. Like so. And this is what we have, this little circle. Now I need to get over to this 11-0 seed bead because I want to make sure nothing's going to fall apart. I'm going to sew past this section through this pearl and into the next 11-0. That way I can make sure that my base unit is pretty secure, because as you can see, even as I'm doing this, it wants to slide apart. So I'm going to go up here. We don't want to tie knots because we don't want to block any of these beads. So we'll just sew through it a little bit more. And then we'll exit the 11-0 here. And this is where we will begin our next step. So what we will do is we'll pick up 3 15-0 seed beads and an 11-0 and 3 15-0 seed beads. We're coming out of this 11-0, we're going to go in the same direction our thread is coming out into the next 11-0 and pull. And again, now we're coming out of this 11-0, we're going to skip over the next pearl, we're going to pick up 3 15-0 seed beads, an 11-0, and 3 15-0 seed beads. Like this. And we're coming out of this one, we're going to go into the next one. 11-0 that is. And again, 3 15-0 seed beads, an 11-0, and 3 15-0 seed beads. We're coming out of this 11-0, we're going to go into the next 11-0 and pull. And one more time, 3 15-0 seed beads, an 11-0 seed bead, 3 15-0 seed beads. Coming out of this 11-0, we're going to go into the one we started in and pull through. And then we are going to sew through, we're coming out of this 11-0 here. We are going to sew through these 3 15-0s in our first strand we created and exit the 11-0 that's in the center of the pearl here. And this is what you should have. Okay, so our next step, now that we're coming out of this little 11-0 right here, will be to add some center pearls into the little triangle or diamond shape, whatever we just created here. So we will pick up a 6mm round pearl, like this. We're coming out of this 11-0, our thread is on this side, so we're going to go into the next 11-0 on the same side that our thread, or the same path of our thread here. And pull the pearl down in between the 11-0s. Then we will pick up another 6mm round, and we will go into the very next 11-0 here. Now we're only working through the 11-0s that are in the center of the beads, the big pearls here. We're not working through the ones in our very original circle here. Now we're coming out here, we're going to go into the next 11-0 and place another pearl into the center. Now they should kind of puff up a little bit. Coming out of this one, we're going to go into the next 11-0 here. And I'm also going to go into the pearl. And pull this into position like this. Now we're going to sew all the way around these pearls again and the 11-0s that are between them. So I'm going to go back into this 11-0, go into this pearl, and pull my thread through. Then I'm going to go into the next 11-0 and the pearl. Sometimes you can't do it in one stroke. You have to do the 11-0 and then the pearl, which is fine. This tail is driving me crazy. So I'm going to cut it off. There we go. Now I'm going to continue sewing around the pearls here. This is going to secure the center of our piece here. Now I'm going to just go through this pearl here and exit like this. I'm going to add my top embellishment, and the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to pick up 3 15-0 seed beads and a bicone crystal, and then 3 15-0 seed beads. I'm coming out of this side of this top crystal right, or this top pearl right here. I'm going to go into the pearl opposite it, in the opposite side, right here. So I'm coming out of this side, I'm going to go into this side of the opposite pearl. And pull my crystal and my beads, my little seed beads down, like this. And that's what you should have. Now we're coming out of this side of the pearl. We're going to pick up 3 15-0 seed beads. We're going to go into the crystal and pull. Just put your thumb on top of the crystal to kind of secure it. Pull all your beads into place. Make sure they're nice and neat. Then pick up 3 more 15-0 seed beads and go into the opposite side of the pearl you started in. So you started over here, we're going to go in here, if I can find the hole of it. There it is. That was hard. There we go. And then pull those into place like this. And this is what you should have. Now, you're coming out of this pearl here, you're going to go into this 11-0 seed bead. And as you go into the 11-0 seed bead, you're going to push your needle through the back of the piece and turn it over. Now we're just going to have to kind of push everything out of the way, because when you put the embellishment on the top here, it domes it up a little bit more than when we did the ring. So we're going to have to kind of push our beads around a little bit to get our next embellishment on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to work from these little 11-0s between the pearls on the inside here. And we're going to pick up 3 11-0 or 15-0 seed beads and 11-0 and 3 15-0 seed beads. We're coming out of this 11-0 on this side, so we're going to go into this 11-0 here between the beads. You have to kind of push the pearls down a little bit and pop them up, whatever you have to do to get to it, because the access is difficult. My thread is tangled. There we go. pull them down over the top of the beads here. Then we're going to pick up 3 15-0 seed beads, an 11-0 seed bead, and 3 15-0 seed beads. We're coming out of this 11-0 here. We're going to go into this 11-0 here between the beads and pull through. And just push it on top of the center beads. Pick up 3 15-0 seed beads, an 11-0, and 3 15-0 seed beads. Coming out of this bead here, we're going to go into the 11-0 between the center pearls here and push it through, pull it through, whatever you want to do. I just can't tell you. There you have that. Then we're going to pick up, we need to put one more little strand on, so we need 3 more, an 11-0, 3 more 15-0s, and we're coming out of this 11-0. We're going to go down into the first one we started in. So I'm just going to push this bead down so I can see it, and I'm going to go up into this 11-0. If you would like, you can either exit there or you can go ahead and travel up the next 3 15-0 seed beads like this and come through. Now I'm coming out of these little 15-0s here. I need to come up into this 11-0 right on top of the beads here. Now we're going to start to put our post in. So what we need to do is we need to pick up, before we would just sew these 4 together. We're not going to do that because we have to have a little bit more room to put our post in. And it's still going to kind of crinkle your little new loops here. So what we're going to do, which will differ from the ring, is pick up 2 15-0 seed beads. We're coming out of this little 11-0. We're going to go into the next 11-0 in the next strand here and pull through. I'm sloppy today, sorry guys. It's just, I don't know what's up. I don't know. Pick up 2 15-0 seed beads, go into the next 11-0. And we're going to do that one more time. Pick up 2 15-0 seed beads and go into the next 11-0. Don't pull it tight, just pull it down. And then at this point you will pick up your earring back. Take off the backing here, set it aside, and then you're going to slide this back under the netting you just created. So just kind of slide it under those 3 little strands there, and then you can pull your working thread up around it. It takes a minute, takes a little finagling, doesn't just pop on there, so just work with it, just like that. Now you're going to pick up 2 more 15-0 seed beads, and we're coming out of this, let's get a little closer, we're coming out of this 11-0 here. We're going to go into the next 11-0, the first one we started in. We're also going to pick up the 2 15-0 seed beads and the next 11-0, like this. We're going to hold on to our post back, and we're going to pull our thread through with our other hand. And then we're going to pull all of this up over the post back the best we can. Now you can see it's loose and sloppy. We're going to sew back through this. So We just need to sew through the 11 O's and 15 O's on the back here that we just put on here. So I'm going to go through the next 15 O's. I'm going to hold my post back into place, slowly glide my thread through. Do not get in a hurry with this. Go through the next two 15 O's here and the 11 O. Try not to grab the 15 O's in the original part of the netting here. Hold on to it, pull your thread through slowly, and then cinch it in. And again, go through the next two and the first bead we started in. Do it slow and easy. Hold on to your piece and cinch it all together. Now this takes some arranging. Your little 15 O's and stuff on the original one want to go down underneath your post back. So you're just going to have to kind of pull them forward. Arrange it in here neatly and cinch it up. And then sew around them one more time. So I'm not going to probably do that on camera because it's slow, arduous process. So I'm going to sew through all of my center beads one more time here. I hope I was in frame, guys. I was concentrating on this. But I'm going to sew through these. I'm going to play with my 15 O's in my original strands down here. See how they've fallen? I'm going to push it all together, get it all nice and neat. Sew through this again, and we'll be back. So I've sewn through again. I pulled it together pretty good. And I just stuck my needle in the little 15 O's that want to pull down and just kind of straighten them out and pop them up. Now I'm coming out of this little 11 O here. Now I've got to get back over to these beads out here. So what I need to do is I need to sew through this little 15 O strand here. So I'm going to go up through these, and there's one that has fallen down under my post, so I'm going to grab it too under here. It's very difficult to see. I'm going to grab it. You don't want to leave any of them out. And then I'm going to move my purl aside like this, and I'm going to go into the 11 O. Down here. It's very difficult to do. So you can just poke your needle through like this. Just don't get a 15 O. Poke it through like this. And then come through the 11 O on this side. That's going to be your best bet to get that out of there. Okay, like that. So we are coming out of the 11 O seed bead here on the top now. We are going to pick up 4 15 O seed beads onto our needle, and then an 11 O, and then 4 15 O seed beads. We're going to make more knitting around the inside purls. So we're coming out of this 11 O. We are going to go into the next 11 O and pull our beads down around the purl, like so. And then again, 4 15 O seed beads, an 11 O, and 4 15 O seed beads. Coming out of this 11 O, you can push down the little purls if you need to, and go into the next 11 O between the inside purls, and pull. And then again, 4 15 O seed beads, an 11 O, and 4 15 O seed beads, you're coming out of this one. We're going to go into the next one, and pull around the purls here. And then again, 4 15 O seed beads, an 11 O, and 4 15-0 seed beads. Like this. We're coming out of this 11-0. We're going to go into the first one we started in. As we do this, we can pick up the 4 15-0 seed beads on the other side too if you want to. Or, like I'm going to do, I'm going to come through the 11-0. I'm going to then come through these 4 15-0 seed beads and then exit the 11-0 on the top of the pearl. From here, we will start our crystal embellishments. Now just kind of rearrange everything and push it all in and up and make it pretty, because it's not supposed to be really domed, just a little bit. But as we're sewing through, putting our netting on, we have to push the pearls around. So we need to push them back into place so it looks nice and neat like this. Then we are coming out of this top 11-0. We have 2 strands here. We're going to work out of the top one. We're going to work from this one to the pearl. We're going to pick up a 15-0 seed bead and a 4mm bicone crystal. And let me back off just a little because it's kind of obnoxious that close for you guys. Sorry about that. Now we're coming out of this 11-0. We're going to go up into this pearl and pull the crystal down. Then we're going to pick up a crystal and then a 15-0 seed bead. And we're going to come into the next 11-0 on the top strand on the inside pearls and pull. And then you're going to pick up a 15-0 seed bead and a 4mm bicone. You're exiting here. You're going to come into the pearl here and pull. Turn your piece, pick up a bicone crystal and a 15-0 seed bead and go into the 11-0 here. Pick up a 15-0 seed bead and a 4mm bicone. You're coming out of this one. You're going to go into the pearl. And again, pick up a bicone and a 15-0 seed bead and then go into the 11-0 on the top strand. Pick up a 15-0 seed bead and a 4mm bicone and go down into the pearl. Now we have to do our last one. So we are going to pick up a bicone and a 15-0 seed bead, and we're going to just exit this little 11-0 seed bead. We're going to come here, pull our beads down, and then we are going to begin an embellishment here. So get really close here. And we are going to put a crystal here, just like we did in the ring. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up a 15-0 seed bead, if I can get one on my needle, and a crystal and a 15-0 seed bead. We're coming out of the top 11-0 right here. We're going to go into the bottom 11-0 on the same side we're exiting the 11-0 on the top. So right down in here, come through the 11-0. And it can be kind of difficult to get through. Just take your time. And then pull this crystal up into this space here, just like this. And now we need to attach the other side here. So we're going to pick up a 15-0. We're going to come down through the crystal. Then we're going to pick up another 15-0. And we're going to go through the 11-0 on this side right here. And just the 11-0. It takes a minute to get through it without getting any 15-0s on your needle here. There we go. Now we're going to pull this nice and neat and straighten it up as we do. Okay, so now we're coming out of this little 11-0. We need to go into the 15-0 on this side that we just put on with our crystal and up through our crystal, like this. And then we will come through this little 15-0 that we just put on the top of the crystal here. And then we will go down through the next crystal, this side crystal. And then into the pearl. Just like this. We will then come up through the crystal, in the 15-0 on top of the crystal, here, and into the 15-0, here. And we will place another bicone crystal. So we pick up a 15-0, a bicone crystal, and a 15-0. We are coming out of this side of the 11-0. So I'm going to turn my work. I'm going to go into the same side of the 11-0 on the bottom, just like this, and pull my crystal into place. And then again, I am going to pick up a 15-0 seed bead, come up through my crystal, then I'm going to pick up another 15-0 and come through the other side of my 11-0. Arrange it like so, so it's nice and pretty. Then I'll come through this 15-0 on top of this crystal and through the crystal itself, through the pearl, and here we are going to go up through the crystal here and the 11-0. Now you're going to continue putting these crystals on since they take a little bit of time and my video is getting long. I'm going to let you do this on your own. Put this one in and this one on, and then we'll be back. Just like I showed you, sew up through the crystals and the pearls to move yourself around the piece. So I have put on my last crystal here. I'm coming out of the 11-0 seed bead after putting on my last crystal. Now I'm going to go into the little crystal on top of the crystal right here to the side, just like we've been doing. Sew down through it. Then I'm going to sew through just the pearl right here. And then we're going to make our little dangle. So we are going to pick up 5 15-0 seed beads. Pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then an 8-0 seed bead. And then you will pick up a 6mm round crystal. So what we have so far, 5 15-0s and 11-0, and then a pearl. And then we will pick up an 11-0 and a crystal. And then we will pick up a 15-0. So this is what you have on your needle right here. 5 15-0s, 11-0, a pearl, an 11-0, a crystal, and a 15-0. I'm going to back off just a little because I'm just way too close. I'm going to bring these down here. So you're coming out of this pearl right here, and you are going to try to balance all your beads like this. You're going to go around the 15-0. You're going to go into the crystal, the 11-0, and the pearl and exit. Do not go through the 11-0 on the other side of the pearl. Then you're going to pull all of this. You'll have to hold on to the 15-0 and pull all of this tied up against the 11-0. And I'll turn this over so you can see what I've done. Just like this. So I've just cinched this up tight without any slack. Usually you have to pull on your very last bead to get it to slide up there nice. And then pick up an 8-0, or not an 8-0, an 11-0, and 5 15-0s again. So I have 5. I am coming out of this little pearl right here. I'm going to drop all this down to it, like this. And then I'm going to come up, I'm coming out of this pearl here, I'm going to come up through the very next pearl. So just skip everything else and go up through the pearl. And pull your dangle into place, like this. Get you a little bit closer so you can see, like that. And now I'm coming out of the pearl right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this crystal here, because sewing through all those 15 O's on the bottom is probably going to be difficult. So I'm going to come through this one, and then I'm going to come through the 15 O here. Then I'm going to come through the 15 O on the back of the crystal. Now all I am doing is trying to secure my embellishment, my bottom embellishment. So I'm just sewing through my work. So you just want to go through the original path. Now I have to go through the 11 O on the bottom here and pull my thread through. Now there's no exact way to do this. You can do this any way that you feel comfortable. I am just sewing through the beads the way that I originally sewed through them. So I'm coming out of this 11 O. I need to come up into these 3 15 O seed beads here so I can get back to a pearl, and then I'll tie a half hitch knot. So I need to go through these 3 here. Oops, poked myself. That always feels good. Here. And then I'm going to go through this pearl, and then I'm going to tie this guy off because it's getting difficult to sew through. So I'm just going to grab a half hitch knot on this thread bridge here, trying to go between the beads and not on top of them because I don't want to see this thread. So I'm going to pull this down the best I can against that pearl. I'm going to slide through these little 15 O's if I can. I can't, so I'm going to go through this crystal here, and I'm going to cut my thread off, like so. Now, this is what you have, and you can put your little earring back on, like this, and it actually turns out pretty nice. And then let's back off a little bit, grab the other one, see if I can hold them so you can see them. This is what they look like. One more close-up. They're very pretty. And they are very nice and neat, even though it seems like it's very difficult to get this back on here. It actually works out pretty good. And they do wear well. They fit on the ear fine. And that's what they look like. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. And see you back when we do something else. Bye-bye.